Well, this is working on something a little different. This is a 5-foot John Deere rotary brush cutter. I can't tell you what model it is because it is way beyond identifying that. But anyway, what I got here is this thing's all beat up. I'll angle this and show it to you. I straightened this one out. They were really bent in, like there's really not support there. So I'm gonna straighten that out better, and then I think I'm gonna try to put a piece of angle iron on there to act as a skid and to stiffen it also. And then you come down to this side and you got the similar problem, and we're gonna address that at the same time. Alrighty, let's get on it. Show you what it looks like when we get there. I don't really know if you can see that or not, but the thing is, it's not too bad. It just, I need to bring this front edge in so it'll match up to this better. I also could bring this out some also. So let me get to that and give you a shot when I'm done. All right, so I got it banged out as close as I can. And I got these clamps on here, and what I thought I would do is try to tack it so it won't break loose. And as I go down the line, I'll move the clamp and suck it in. That's the plan anyway. That's the concept. Let's see if it holds. All right, well, gotta see how that's going. Now we'll go back and weld this angle iron to the side here to try to make it even stronger. And then when I'm all done, I'll go ahead and slice this wall and bend this down to act as the skid. Well, we're all done with this side. So there's my little gusset I welded in the corner. Not really happy with how this turned out. I'm not sure it's gonna hold up. But I can always break it off and cut it off and add something else. Kind of a stitch weld along here. And then if I can get over here without tripping, this is the back. The back came out better, but there was nothing to weld it to either. So I just welded the seam and then cut it off. So I'm kind of thinking, can't really do it from this angle, but if you look up in there, I could weld the edge of the brush hog sheet metal to the corner of that angle. And I might do that. So, but it looks like I really got pretty good penetration. I mean, it was burning. So it's a good sign. I think it's a pretty good progress for the first day. So this is the part that I'm a little disappointed with. But so the task will be to try to get this piece right here to suck up against the angle. The problem is the clamp won't pull it up there because the clamp can't get far enough back towards the back. I think it would work if I could, but what I might do, I might make some kind of a fill-in piece because I think that would really add to the strength of this front ramp. But anyway, we'll get to that when we get there. Well, I went ahead and did this side off camera, and it came out pretty good. It's definitely welded on there. Again, like plug welds and a stitch welds and all those welds. The only thing I was really thinking about doing was maybe make an angle piece right in these front corners just to add strength, and then probably again in the back corners so these pieces don't fold over again like they did from when that was new. But so I'm working around the back now, and I trimmed off this back piece and welded this piece of angle on there. And now I'm working all the way around the back, meet in the middle, and hopefully this is gonna strengthen these sides. I may, but now it's also got this gusset that should, bring this piece here tied to the side, and hopefully that'll add some strength to it. Anyway, that's my thought. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and do it on the other side. I also, in the meantime, have got the angle iron back on this back. I cut it the same as the other one, and I won't really know how it looks till I flip it over, but hopefully it'll be something that'll I can build back the sheet metal to if I decide to. And in the meantime, I kind of Frankenstein this cracked deck from the bottom up, and I'm going to do the same thing down there on that side. And then, as you can see, this problem is this is really tight in here, so there's not a whole lot I can do from the inside to replace that deck or rebuild it, but from the outside I probably can. So, but that'll happen when I flip it over. So for now, I gotta put the gusset on this side over here, and maybe something in that back corner equally to tie that back and strengthen it up. And then depending on how it turned out, I might even actually get some new blades. Wouldn't that be something? I do have a new PTO shaft that has a slip clutch on it ordered, and I'm very excited about that because this thing has shear bolts, and I have to buy them by the pound. I go through so many with this 55 horse tractor and this smaller brush hog. So anyway, it's coming along pretty good. I'll keep at it and give you updates along the way. Yesterday I got the wire brush out and ground down off all the loose paint and some of the rust. This intersection is pretty bad. I guess that water was trapped there when it was sitting outside. So I got a few more things to do on cleaning it up for paint. But what I'm doing today, what I was doing yesterday was I welded these angle irons a little better. So they're welded on the top and the bottom. And then this section right here, I'm patching with 8x3 hot roll. And that's just tying the back of the brush hog cutter where it was all rotted out to the center, which should make it stronger.
And it's welded pretty good, so I think it'll hold up as long as I don't bang into anything, like back into trees or stuff. But so I got a couple more pieces on that to do today, and then a little more cleanup for the painting, and then we'll get some primer on it, and then we'll get some paint on it, and it'll be all done.
Alrighty, well, I got some warmer weather and no wind, so I'm gonna go ahead and paint the old deer today. Looks like I got some rusty metal primer on it now. Getting ready to mix up the Rust-Oleum John Deere green, and I will get 2 or 3 coats of that on here, and we'll call it a day. Well, that wasn't my greatest painting experience ever, for sure. That is a quart of Rust-Oleum John Deere green over rusty metal primer. And there's every bit of a quart on there, sprayed, and then at the end brushed in this part where it hardly wouldn't even paint. And now that I'm looking at it, I can see that I missed some spots, but so be it, because the paint's all gone. In retrospect, I would have bought a gallon, and I would have rolled it on where I could and sprayed the rest just to get a thicker coat, because I couldn't get that stuff to spray to save my life. I kept thinning it and thinning it and thinning it, but it still did not want to spray. Now, actually, you can see how beat up this thing is with a little bit of gloss on the green. Those where on this side, the roundness of the blade, you can see how close it comes to the side. And so anyway, all I have to do now is let the paint dry, put the third link pins on, lower link pins on, and then I'm thinking I'm going to maybe mask off this wheel and put some yellow on it and put it back together. I just don't feel like putting a whole lot more money into this old beat up thing. So, but with the new slip clutch PTO shaft, hopefully the problems will be solved, and we will see how it works when we use it. So what I did on this wheel, in order not to buy a new one, was I masked it off, and then I primed it with rusty metal Rust-Oleum primer on both sides. The reason I don't want to get a new one is because this one still works. It's just kind of wanky, but I think it'll work. What I tried to do was take it apart, and there were I guess 5 bolts with nuts on them, and I thought that if I took it apart I could split the rim, but I ground all those out and beat on this thing, put spray on it, penetrant spray, and it wouldn't budge. So I'm going to say it's somehow welded together. I don't know why they would have put the bolts in, but it is what it is. And also, this is after drying all night, and it's pretty dry. I did put some hardener in the paint, so hopefully that'll help. That's the new PTO shaft with the slip clutch in it that's bolted on. And I have the chain that for the guard I have still put on, but I may have to cut this down. I don't know yet. I'm gonna wait till I get it on the tractor to make sure. If I do, I'll just cut it down a little. But I also got the lower link pins on, and the wheel is the last thing. So as soon as I get that all painted and put back together, the rain may have stopped by then, and it'll be back out in the woods. Alrighty, all done. Here's the reveal. You can see it's a little beat up, but it's got some more steel on it. It's got some nice shiny green paint on it. There's gear oil in the gearbox. This is a slip clutch PTO, and I made it so I guess the guard won't spin now. Put a little more time into the back wheel. That's really bad, rolls crooked and everything, but is what I had, so I made it sort of pretty. But yeah, I think it came out pretty good. Of course, it's starting to rain now, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do, but I thought I'd give it a try. All right. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed this kind of a content. If you did, let me know. If not, let me know. Thank you. Bye.